Paulino's coming back. She's not beaten yet. This is so close. McLaughlin-Levrone for history. She's driving for the line, and she's done it!
One of the fastest women on the planet just admitted she's been eating way too much, and honestly, everyone loved her for it. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone is not your average athlete. She's a 4-time Olympic gold medalist. She holds the world record in the 400-meter hurdles, and at just 26 years old, she's already made history in ways most athletes can only dream about. But recently, at her New Jersey Hall of Fame induction, she said something that caught everyone off guard. Standing there in a beautiful green gown, surrounded by other New Jersey legends like hockey star Martin Brodeur and the Jonas Brothers, Sydney made a confession. She told this to Fox 5 New York.
I enjoyed my off season a little too much, so I'm gonna slowly get back into training now. I've been eating a little too much, but you have to rest.
The woman who just ran the second fastest 400 meters in history is worried about eating too much. The anchor interviewing her had the perfect response. He simply said it was well-deserved, and he was absolutely right. Let's talk about what Sydney actually did during her off-season. She wasn't just sitting around eating snacks all day. She was making jewelry. She was doing pottery. She went on vacation with her husband, Andre Levrone Jr. She tried all kinds of different foods. Basically, she was living her best life. And you know what? She earned every single bite. But here's the thing about Sydney. She's actually a huge foodie. After her final race of the season at the Diamond League final in Brussels, she dominated both the 400-meter flat and the 200-meter invitational race. Her times were incredible. 49.11 seconds and 22.40 seconds. But you want to know what she was most excited about? The big plate of waffles and chocolates waiting for her after the race. She even said, "This is the best meat ever." That tells you everything you need to know about Sydney. She's real, she's relatable, and she understands something that a lot of people forget. Food is meant to be enjoyed. Now, don't get the wrong idea. Sydney is super disciplined about her diet. She talked about this on the Jinger and Jeremy podcast with her husband. Her regular meals are high protein, healthy carbs, lots of vegetables, and plenty of water. She eats healthy sweets sometimes. But here's where it gets interesting. Sydney said, "Any day can really be a cheat day, to be honest. It's just a matter of how much we eat." Her husband Andre actually helps her avoid going to extremes. He tells her not to cut out all the fun foods completely because that just leads to binging later. So instead, they do what Sydney calls little doses. It's all about balance, and honestly, that's probably one of the secrets to her success. Sydney's daily routine is intense. 90 minutes on the track, ice baths, saunas, a locked-in recovery routine. But she also believes you've got to live a little. Her off-season is all about enjoying life before she goes back to the track and destroys everyone in her lane. So what exactly did Sydney accomplish in 2025 that earned her this well-deserved break? Oh, just making history. No big deal. Sydney has always been known as a 400-meter hurdles specialist. That's the race where you run one lap around the track while jumping over 10 barriers. She's the best ever at it. She made the U.S. Olympic team when she was only 16 years old. She won gold medals at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 and the Paris Olympics in 2024. She also won the World Championship in 2022. But in 2025, Sydney decided to do something different. She switched to the regular 400 meters. No hurdles, just one lap around the track as fast as possible. And guess what? She became the first woman ever to win world titles in both the 400 hurdles and the flat 400. The only person faster than Sydney right now is a woman named Marita Koch from East Germany. She ran 47.60 seconds back in 1985. That's almost 40 years ago. Sydney is now just 0.18 of a second away from that world record. That's basically nothing. When asked about it, Sydney said something really mature. "I think barriers are broken when the time is right. Records come when they are supposed to." She also said, "You feel so close yet so far away from that world record. But it's exciting. It's an exciting time for sports. It's an exciting time for that event." But wait, there's more. Sydney didn't just win the individual 400 meters. She also anchored the U.S. women's 4x400 meter relay team to victory. Even though it was raining and the track was slippery, Team USA won with a time of 3 minutes, 16.61 seconds. That was a meet record. Jamaica got second place. The Netherlands got third. That gave Sydney her third relay world crown to go with her 2 Olympic relay golds. What makes Sydney's season even more impressive is how much she improved throughout the year. In April, she ran 50.32 seconds in Jamaica. By May in Miami, she was down to 49.69. In July in Eugene, she hit 49.43. At the U.S. Nationals in August, she ran 48.9. Then in the semifinals in Tokyo, she shocked everyone by running 48.29. She looked so relaxed that people said she was basically jogging the last part of the race.
Nikisha Price and Amber Anning battling it out for the final automatic spot, and Veal's coming for Chile as well, but McLaughlin-Levrone.
That 48.29 in the semifinals broke the American record that had stood for 19 years. A runner named Sonia Richards-Ross had set it at 48.70 back in 2006. Richards-Ross wrote a beautiful message on social media about passing the torch to Sydney. She called herself an invisible giant always still on the line, being chased by the best of the best. Then Sydney went out the next day and ran even faster in the final, 47.78. Mind-blowing. So why did Sydney switch from hurdles to the flat 400 in the first place? She actually tried it back in 2023 but got injured and couldn't compete at the World Championships that year. When she came back in 2025, she explained her decision. 2 years ago when I pursued it in 2023, I just wasn't able to make it to the World Championships due to injury. Circling back this year, I felt this tug on my heart to really pursue it again, just wanting to push myself through that challenge, and I'm grateful for how it turned out. That's classic Sydney. Always looking for the next challenge, always pushing herself to be better. So what's next for Sydney? That's the big question. Her plans for 2026 are still secret, but there are some exciting possibilities. World Athletics just announced that the World Indoor Tour is coming back in 2026, and for the first time, they're including the women's 400 meters. The tour starts with the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix on January 24th. Since Sydney is a New Balance athlete, there's a good chance she might compete. Could she go after the world record? Definitely. She's only 0.18 of a second away. That's totally within reach.
Paulino's coming back. She's not beaten yet. This is so close. McLaughlin-Levrone for history. She's driving for the line, and she's done it. 47.80.
Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone just made history at the World Championships in Tokyo, and what she did has never been done by any American woman before. She broke a record that stood for 40 years, and now everyone's asking the same question. Is she about to win Athlete of the Year? Let me tell you what happened in Tokyo. Sydney ran the 400-meter race, and she finished in 47.78 seconds. That's the second fastest time in the entire history of the world. But here's the big part. She's now the fastest American woman to ever run this race. She beat a record that Sonia Richards-Ross set years ago, and she's the first woman in 40 years to run faster than 48 seconds in this event. 40 years! That's how long people have been waiting for someone to do this.
No woman has run this fast. We know she's great over the barriers, but now McLaughlin-Levrone has elevated herself.
But Sydney didn't stop there. After winning the 400 meters, she helped her team win gold in the 4x400 meter relay. She ran the last part of the race, and Team USA won easily, so she walked away from Tokyo with 2 gold medals around her neck. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, isn't Sydney supposed to be running the 400-meter hurdles? You're absolutely right. Sydney is actually a 6-time world record holder in the hurdles event. She won Olympic gold in that race at the Paris Games last year. So why did she switch to running without hurdles? Well, this isn't the first time Sydney tried to make this change. Back in 2023, she wanted to run the flat 400 meters at the World Championships, but she got injured and had to pull out. She couldn't compete at all that year. It was really disappointing for her. But Sydney didn't give up on her dream. When she talked about why she came back to try again this year, she said something really interesting. She told USA Today, "I really think there was just a challenge there to push. 2 years ago when I pursued it in 2023, I just wasn't able to make it to the World Championships due to injury. Circling back this year, I felt this tug on my heart to really pursue it again." That's the kind of mindset champions have. She felt something pulling her back to this event, even after getting hurt. And this time, everything went right. Sydney's season started with something called the Grand Slam Track Series. At first, she was doing a double event, running both the 400-meter hurdles and the regular 400 meters at the Kingston and Miramar competitions. Then, she switched things up at the Philadelphia event and tried running the 100-meter hurdles and the 100 meters instead. She didn't do as well in Philadelphia, finishing second in the 100 meters and missing the podium completely in the hurdles. After Philadelphia, Sydney made a big decision. She was going to focus all her energy on just one event, the flat 400 meters. No more doubles, no more splitting her training, just 400 meters of pure speed. This decision led her to the USA Championships in Eugene, Oregon at the end of July. The competition was held at Hayward Field, and it was super important. Unlike some other athletes, Sydney didn't have something called a bye. A bye means you automatically make the team because you won before. Noah Lyles had a bye because he was the defending world champion, so he would go to Tokyo no matter what. But Sydney? She had to finish in the top 3 at the USA Championships, or she wouldn't go to the World Championships at all. The pressure was on, but Sydney handled it perfectly. She won the national title in the 400 meters. It was actually her second time winning this title. She proved she belonged on Team USA, and she earned her spot to Tokyo. Then came the World Championships in September. Sydney stepped onto the track in Tokyo and showed the world why she's one of the greatest athletes on the planet. She ran that 47.78 in the finals, breaking the American record and becoming the second fastest woman in history. Only one woman has ever run faster than Sydney. She was undefeated in the 400 meters all season long. Every single race she entered, she won. Now, Sydney is nominated for not just one, but 2 major awards. First, there's the USA Track and Field Athlete of the Year Award. It's called the Jackie Joyner-Kersee Female Athlete of the Year Award, named after one of the greatest American athletes ever. Second, she's nominated for the World Athletics Track Athlete of the Year Award. That's a worldwide honor that includes athletes from every country. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sydney has some serious competition for these awards. Let's talk about Melissa Jefferson Wooden first. Melissa had what you might call a breakout year. At the World Championships in Tokyo, she did something that no American woman had ever done before. She won both the 100 meters and the 200 meters at the same World Championships. She ran 10.61 in the 100 and 21.68 in the 200. Both times were the fastest in the world this year. Then she anchored the 4x100 meter relay team to gold, giving her 3 gold medals total.
Jefferson Wooden into her running in the middle of the field, but she's got company. Clayton going well to her side, but Melissa Jefferson Wooden streaks away in the closing stages. 10:61.
Melissa is also an Olympic bronze medalist from the Paris Games, where she finished 3rd in the 100 meters. Her triple gold performance in Tokyo has everyone talking. Some people think she should win Athlete of the Year instead of Sydney. The other nominees are pretty amazing too. There's Valerie Allman, who throws the discus. She went undefeated all season and threw 73.52 meters, which was the best throw in the world. She won her first world title in Tokyo. Tara Davis-Woodhall dominated the long jump. She also went undefeated and jumped 7.13 meters to win the world championship. She's an Olympic champion from Paris, too. And then there's Katie Moon, who won her 4th world championship in a row in pole vault. She cleared 4.90 meters in Tokyo, 4th title in a row. That's incredible consistency. So Sydney is up against 5 other amazing athletes. Every single one of them won gold at the World Championships. Every single one of them had an unbelievable season. On the men's side, there's an even bigger name in the mix, Noah Lyles. You probably know Noah from the Paris Olympics last year, where he won the 100 meters by just 0.005 of a second. It was so close that the TV announcer actually called the wrong winner at first. Noah is 28 years old now, and he just had another fantastic season. He started slow because he got injured in April and had to take 3 months off from racing. His first race back was in Monaco, where he ran the 200 meters in 19.88 seconds and beat the Olympic champion Letsila Tebogo. A week later in London, he ran the 100 meters in 10.00 seconds. Those are really good times for someone who just came back from injury. At the USA Championships in Eugene, Noah ran both the 100 and 200 meters. Since he had the bye as the defending world champion, he would make the team anyway. But Noah wanted to race the rounds to get sharper and to defend his national titles. He was going for his 7th and 8th national titles overall. Then came Tokyo. Noah won the bronze medal in the 100 meters with a time of 9.89 seconds, but he really came alive in the 200 meters. He won gold with a time of 19.52 seconds, earning his 4th world championship title in a row in this event. 4th in a row. That's 2019, 2022, 2023, and now 2025.
They're still side by side with 50. Lyles trying to find something. He stretches away. It is a global title again for Noah Lyles.
After winning the 200, Noah anchored the 4x100 meter relay team to gold. The team ran 37.29 seconds. So Noah left Tokyo with 2 gold medals and 1 bronze. The other men nominated are really strong too. Ryan Crouser won his 5th straight global title in shot put. He came back from injury and only competed once all season, but he won the world championship. Cole Hawker became only the 2nd American man ever to win the 5,000 meters at the World Championships. Rai Benjamin won his 1st world title in the 400-meter hurdles with the fastest time in the world. And Cordell Tinch won the 110-meter hurdles world title with a time of 12.87 seconds. So the big question is, who should win? Sydney or one of the other women? Noah or one of the other men? The award ceremony will happen on December 5th in Orlando, Florida. Fans can vote online until November 10th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. The winners are chosen by a combination of fan votes and votes from track and field media members. You can vote on the USA Track and Field website right now.
My community is always helping me out, whether it was in high school, going to pen relays, they raise money, taking me to school for free, so I really want it.
Noah Lyles is known for his speed, but this time it wasn't about medals or finish lines. After Hurricane Melissa tore through Jamaica, Lyles made a move no one saw coming. He didn't just send words of support, he sent real help. What he did next left fans, athletes, and even officials completely stunned. Hurricane Melissa didn't just disrupt daily life in Jamaica, it tore through communities, leaving families without shelter, food, and basic supplies. Roads were flooded, homes were flattened, and livelihoods were destroyed overnight. For many in rural areas like St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, and Trelawney, access to relief and government assistance was slow, and uncertainty grew with each passing day. While many watched the horror unfold from afar, Noah Lyles sprang into action. Alongside his fiancée, Jamaican Olympian Junelle Bromfield, and sprint legend Asafa Powell, Lyles launched a relief mission that stunned fans and supporters across the globe. Through his nonprofit, the Lyles Brothers Sports Foundation, the American sprint star sent aid directly into the heart of the storm's destruction. The relief effort began in Bromfield's hometown of St. Elizabeth. With the help of Powell's wife, Alicia, the group organized the distribution of essential supplies, groceries, toiletries, clean drinking water, and daily necessities. Entire truckloads of aid were delivered and handed out personally by the athletes and their families. People are really suffering right now, Powell admitted. As much as I can do, I see a lot of people helping. And big thanks to Noah Lyles and Junelle Bromfield.
People are really suffering right now, and, as much as I can help, I will help. I'm in a better position to help, and I see a lot of people helping, but definitely big thanks to Noah Lyles and Junelle.
That praise wasn't just for show. This wasn't a publicity stunt. It was a boots-on-the-ground effort led by people who cared deeply about the communities they were helping. There were no media crews, no grand announcements, just real help at the right time. The Lyles Brothers Sports Foundation didn't stop at one trip. Their mission was, and still is, growing. Hey everyone, Lyles posted on X, formerly Twitter. The Lyles Brothers Sports Foundation and Asafa Powell are teaming up to send aid to smaller communities in Jamaica. We have already set a trip for St. Elizabeth. Please, help us raise money for our next trip, where we will be targeting areas in Westmoreland and Trelawney. No amount is too big or small. It was a clear and urgent call to action. Donations began flooding in from around the world. What stood out was the humility in Lyles' appeal. There was no ego, no expectations, just a sincere desire to help people in need. Noah Lyles' connection to Jamaica runs deeper than sport. His fiancée, Junelle Bromfield, is a national hero in Jamaica, known for her incredible performances on the track. But beyond their shared love for athletics,